Previously on Dances with Dice, when last we left our heroes. Our heroes rest and recover. A little bit of downtime here and there sends Felix on a search for answers. Theo on a training and learning experience to become a worm speaker. And for Doran, he returns to the town of his namesake, seeking answers. What awaits our heroes this week on Dances with Dice?
All right, Doran, we are going to start with your downtime, as we were sort of half with Felix last time. So we're going to start with you this time. Doran, what do you want to do in your downtime?
We already know what I'm doing. I'm going fucking home. I gotta check on shit.
I cannot remember if we discussed that.
Yeah, no, we're
recording or not, but
you're
heading home.
I have like a thing that's like a allows me to like teleport there.
Yeah, you've got
but it's only it's like a one-way. It's like a one-way thing. Well, not one way, but it's a one. Like if I want to come back, it only takes. Like I guess it can also only take one person. Yeah.
You can't bring someone back.
Yeah, it's a one. It's if oh god, I don't know why my mind's going here, but like the time,
like
the time dislocator thing, like the wrist thing that Jack had from Doctor Who, like whatever, like the quick and dirty time travel. You've got a quick and dirty teleportation circle on your wrist that only works for you. You can go anywhere in the world once, and it's going to yank you back to the Worm Speaker Fortress when you're done.
Well, what is it? Like, is it something that? Is it
a
stone? Is it a?
We'll say it's a ring. You got a little teleportation ring on. Something nondescript. You twist it, but you twist it to the left, it teleports you where you need to go. You twist it to the right, it takes you home.
Twist it.
Okay.
Pull it.
Push it.
I never got Zap It on those damn toys. That became one of those.
Wait, there was a Zap It?
It might have been Bap It, but like I don't know. Like
because it went from like
it or bap it.
Yeah, oh yeah, there was a flick, there was a twist, there was a pull. This feels like weird training for something.
Yeah, this is oddly sexual.
Yeah,
it's like me playing Bop It 30 years later. It's like, hey Hasbro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it's not gross. Like the art of playing a Bop It is not in any way sexual, but.
But then you start doing, but then you start doing
that. You're like,
well, no. But then you start doing the motions when you take away the toy, and it's just like, hang on.
All right, so
you're going to head back to. You said you wanted to go to Covenheim or Marishane? Covenheim. Okay. You say your goodbyes for your day. You're gonna have a full day in Covenheim that you can take advantage of. You twist the ring. You feel a sort of shrinking and expanding sensation all at once, and then you find yourself in like a little puff of smoke, and you kind of like tense for a moment. And you like look around. City's not on fire. There's rubble, and like it appears some construction's going on around you, but the conflagration and apocalypse that you were yanked from is sort of nowhere to be seen. There's, buildings with roof torn off. It looks like the aftermath of a battle, certainly, but nothing.
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
Definitely not as bad as your mind was hyping it up to be. Obviously worse than what it was, but you were fully expecting to come back. I feel like probably were expecting to come back to a burnt down cinder of a town, and it's definitely not that.
All right.
You find yourself You're outside one of the many fountains in the city. I would say you're in the lower crafting district at this point. Where your barracks would have been located is the middle crafting district if you wanted to head directly there. Otherwise, the army hospital is in the lower arcana district.
No, I'm going directly. They're either. I think I'm gonna go to the barracks first.
Okay.
Like,
I guess first question: are you dressed in your guard uniform, or are you dressed as a civilian?
I mean, I don't have anything else. I didn't have anything else when I was transported.
Well, you would have been given clothes at. I'm sorry, you would have been given like more casual clothing at the Wormspeaker Fortress, so you had the option to do some lounge.
I'm definitely in my. Because I didn't know what I was going to run into, but also I have a lot more freedom of movement, and people kind of just get out of my way in my my guard attire. So,
okay.
I feel like you are only wearing the casual clothes in the Wormspeaker Fortress in between, like, washing your guard uniform. So it would be like cleaning that.
It's very important to me. I like it a lot.
Okay. You sort of make your way towards where your barracks would be. As you arrive, it is completely cordoned off. The roof that collapsed inward has completely collapsed the entire building. Really, the only thing you can see is kind of like some like the pillars and bits of foundation at this point. The area itself, this is more what you were expecting, I think, when it comes to the destruction. The roof has been ripped off. The building is completely blackened and charred. You can see like the gouge marks where the claws of these dragons were in like some of the surrounding walls and roofs. There is a single guard on duty, and they like come to attention. They notice your sort of rank before they notice who you are, and they come to attention. It's like Sergeant, and then they finally look at you. It's like, and you've noticed this is one of not someone that you commanded, but like an old friend from your barracks days, from when you were training.
Mm-hmm.
Name of Calrad. He goes by Cal. It's like Sergeant. Fuck. Doran?
Cal.
What the fuck are you? He looks at roll me an insight check. Also, I am, just because we haven't really touched on it too much, but it was something mentioned at the start, I'm doing away with the I roll your insight sort of things. It's a silly rule. It hasn't functioned in the way that I thought it would, so y'all are just gonna roll your own stuff from here on out.
21.
He is surprised to see you, but you can also see that he's scared.
How many days have I been away?
It's been about, I would say, between everything that's happened, I'd say it's been about because you had to sail and all that, I'd say it's been about 2 weeks since you disappeared.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody thinks I'm dead or ran away or something, you know, but like they saw me like
the fear he's seeing is not of you, and it is not fear. It is, you've known this.
No, but I meant like the surprise, like as in
the
he doesn't think
is,
I'm like an undead, but like he's like,
no, yeah,
holy shit, like
he is shocked to see you. The fear you are seeing is not fear of you, it is fear for you. He knows something about you that you don't.
You're in trouble for going AWOL.
Right. They're like he abandoned his post. He had been like, fuck no.
I didn't, I promise.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's it or not, but
I got kidnapped.
Cal,
someone definitely wants you
wrong?
Dead.
Sarge, like he looks around, he's like, come here, and he like kind of like pulls you into an alley, and he pulls out a He pulls out a wanted poster, and you unfurl that, and you see on that wanted poster is a picture of Felix, a picture of Theodosia, and a picture of you. The reward is 5,000 gold for you, 5,000 gold for Felix, 15,000 gold for Theo.
Wow. I see. Hey, your mom sucks, by the way.
I
how does
know.
How does she
worth
know?
More.
Back on the island at Wormspeaker Fortress, Theo is like in the middle of like intense combat training, like trying to learn how to fly a dragon. Just like, that's you. Smash back to
She's
to Doran.
right now. But I'm
She
honestly,
she gets that like chill of like.
no one can get her there though. What are they gonna do? Get in the Wormspeaker Fortress?
It's like something your mother has already
It's like
done.
That from the Bim Bam with Travis and his spider castle.
We didn't make any announcements or anything, right?
No.
No spiders can get me here.
It's like, look, Sarge, I know you. I know you. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but everyone from there, injured or not, they're currently being watched and are being interviewed for some fucking reason. I think because they know you. I would. He like kind of like looks you up and down. Get the fuck out of that, because something's.
What are they accusing me of? What's going on?
They said that you three are agents of the cult of Chromatis. You helped cause these attacks. It came directly from the general herself. Sarge, something's fucking weird. Last two dragons attack, right? Fight them off. Everything kind of sits for a couple days, like the construction begins, like rebuilding efforts, like everything's consolidated. And then out of nowhere, we're getting orders that martial law's taken over, military rule.
The fuck is martial?
The emperor's been sequestered for his own safety. I don't know. I don't know such, but something's fucking going on.
All right. Is there anywhere I can get some new clothes? And if so, you didn't see me. You don't know anything. The less you know, the safer you are.
I haven't seen a damn thing in the last 3 days, Sarge. Here, and he like kind of like there's like a pile of like sorted through goods, things like kind of next to the I call it a crime scene, but like yeah. And he reaches in and finds like here's some clothes that weren't burned. They might even be yours. And he like throws a pack at you of and you just like open it. It's some civilian clothes, shirt, pants,
anything
whatever you might need. There is a cloak with a hood. Okay. As well, so you can kind of keep yourself a little covered there.
So I'm gonna change somewhere, and come back out. Everything I was wearing, I'll put in the pack.
Okay.
Look, there's a lot going on that I have just been.
Listen.
Look, just thank you.
No.
Stay safe.
Doran. Mara has been promoted, forcibly grabbed. I don't know, but if you're thinking of going to her next, don't. She's the general's aide de camp.
Aide to what?
Aide de camp. She's her. She's basically like her right hand man. I don't know what happened. It was the last week. All of this shit came down, and then the next thing we know, everyone's orders changed. the companies aren't the way they once were. It's new commanders, new sergeants, new everything. Completely broken everyone up. It's like they don't want us being with friends or friendly faces.
I don't want to tell you more, but this makes sense. And I know you just said I shouldn't, but I have to. If what I think is going on, she needs to know where she is and who she's aiding now.
All I'm gonna hope for then, Sarge, is
When's
you got a way
know
out.
any,
You got a way out of Dodge quick.
Look, do you have any information on the rotations, the patrols, the where they'll be?
There's a war council every day up in the High District. I know that at that point, all of the staffs for the staffs for the different generals, leaders, all those sorts of things, they sort of disperse into the middle districts for a couple of hours. I think Mara's been frequenting. Gilded Precept, I believe is the name of the tavern.
Thank you.
He reaches out and kind of like grabs like your like arm and forearm. It's like, Doran, telling you, you seem to have more information than I do, so I trust you here, but this ain't the guard I signed up to be. There's something larger afoot here than I think even you might know.
I hope not, because what I know is larger than I'd like.
He kind of he looks at you and kind of like gives you like a little smile. It's like,
this isn't the guard.
What
you're telling me that I want, and that I also signed up for, so
signed up to be heroes.
We signed up to serve. We signed up.
Either way,
I signed up to serve people who.
Either way, I don't think this is necessarily what either of us were really expecting.
I can tell. All I will tell you. If an order comes down that seems wrong, it probably is. And know that the general may have ulterior motives.
He sort of
if something comes down that just obviously, don't out yourself, don't do anything stupid, but if something comes down that just seems really wrong, and this is what I'm going to tell Mara, don't listen, don't do it. And I think most of the people here, when it comes to that, wouldn't if people stand up.
He's gonna look at you and just kind of zip his lips, like do a little locking motion and like throwing away the key, and gives you a nod.
Like if someone starts saying kill civilians, that's when you know.
I don't think it's gonna be that I don't think it's gonna be that obvious.
Just
see what you can get out of Mara.
No worries, just keep an eye out and stay safe. I've got to go. I don't have.
He stops you one more time. He's like, when you talk to her, and be careful, but they're building something. I don't know what it is, but it's big, and it's a weapon of some kind. It looks like a cannon, but much more complicated.
All right.
Good luck, Sarge. And he
All right,
he
no, hold on, real quick.
Well, he's gonna loudly start patrolling, like, "Oh, nothing to see here."
Oh no,
wow,
I was gonna tell.
It's
I was
wild
gonna
how
tell him
empty
like
the
no.
streets are.
I was gonna say now. Shove me and like give me a kick, and loudly proclaim, "Hey, this place is off limits. I told you to stay away from here."
Okay.
And just shun me off. So even if people saw us talking, it was because he was.
It's like, and he looks at you. It's like, all right, right or left.
What's my better side?
I mean, he punches you in the left side of the face. He's like, now get the fuck out of here. We told you, refugees down to the fucking docks now. This place is off limits.
Is he having a little too much fun with this? Like he's a little too into like trying to punch you?
He very much is having.
Oh,
you were
because it's the only time he'd get to do that to somebody.
This is the only time in 20 years of friendship he's allowed to hit you. And he definitely you've outranked him the entire time. So it's like, I'm imagining you and him have kind of like a non-toxic Armin Aaron thing from
a non-toxic fun rivalry where it's just like we push each other.
Well, I'm just thinking non-toxic Armin and Aaron from fucking Attack on Titan, where like Armin knows, like, listen, I'm here to help you out. Like, I get that, I'm cool. Just don't be a dick to me. And I feel like Cal's the same way with you. It's like, oh, cool, I get to punch him in the face for the first time in 20 years.
All right, I'm gonna make my way.
I'll say,
I think I might actually.
As you make your way through the city, please roll me a perception check.
Duh. That is a nat bad.
You're okay, yeah. You're just walking through the streets, just like, what the fuck happened here? Like, you're just like nothing's like to the point where
I think I'm more focused on people not seeing me, so I'm trying to like I'm not really able to see much because
you like hood up. You do the Assassin's Creed thing where it's like you see guards like half a mile down the road, you find a bench, you sit there, wait the 15 minutes for them to pass. You then get up, keep going, another guard patrol rounds the corner. You've moved 6 feet forward, but you find another bench. I've been playing a lot of Brotherhood recently.
No, that's fine. I think it's also just because he knows all the like normal patrols and things, so it's like he might know like some, so he's basically just being very cautious, so he's not like looking around.
It takes about an hour for you to make your way to the middle district. When you arrive, the clock strikes, we'll say 1 o'clock. Clock strikes about 1. And you see the military HQ. It's a converted temple, actually, to Metalis. It's a converted temple to the goddess, the mother of dragons. And from it, you can see about 15 or so people, all in all in military dress uniforms, kind of leaving. And as you like look through, you spot Mara chatting with several people there. If you could do me a favor and describe Mara to the audience.
So Mara is a very, very built woman. To the point to where like you might mistake her for a man. In the sense that she's about 6 foot, only like an inch shorter than Doran is. She's not like bodybuilder, type of muscular, as in like, but like she looks like the average like muscular man. Like she's big because she was the daughter of one of the blacksmiths in the city, and so she's one hell of a like
big and strong.
She's a big, strong woman.
Big and strong.
Tan skin, dark, like a darker brown hair that she usually still. I'm gonna just say that she's still doing that. Long hair that she braids down, and it just kind of comes over one shoulder and kind of sits in front most of the time. She has hazel-colored eyes.
Human, elf, dwarf.
She's a human.
Okay.
And she definitely, because of her strength and because of what she does, she is a very frontline fighter. She uses a very heavy single-handed mace, almost kind of hammer-esque looking. And she carries a tower shield on her back.
All right.
Very, very heavily full plate armor. Okay. And to her, it's like she walks around like she's not wearing a thing.
The only thing you will have noticed is that her braid, the braid that she very usually meticulously like keeps it in front to the point where like sometimes like she has an old pin from her blacksmithing days, like she will pin her hair to the front so it does not get in her way. It is styled in a very elaborate sort of updo, like twisting braid.
Yeah, that would be very unusual.
But they all sort of break for lunch. They all sort of separate. She goes off solo in the direction, you assume, of the Gilded Precept. The rest of them seem to be heading to restaurants more in the lower city. They have more of a thing. And you were able to follow her without issue.
I was going to say attempt to like tail her.
Oh, yeah.
No, also for the description, like she is, for being like a very large woman, like muscular, strong woman, she has quite like strikingly, like she's still very like beautiful.
Cheekbones that'll cut glass.
Oh, yeah.
Cheekbones that'll cut glass and thighs that will crush your head. She's the perfect woman.
Poor Finn would be
it's like you feel like a clawing sensation at your lower stomach as like Finn is trying to claw his way through your lower intestine, just like mother,
mommy.
There's still a little bit of Finn deep down in there.
God.
You were able to tail her without issue. She heads in. She is sitting at a somewhat private table, not like, tucked in a corner, like in a dark corner or so, like, but definitely one of the more, like, if you walk into a restaurant, there's like tables at the center of the restaurant, then there's sort of like the outskirts tables. She's very clearly taken one of those and has, looks like an ale in front of her and a plate of food. She's just kind of absent-mindedly pushing that.
I'm going to go to the bar, order a drink.
Okay.
Standard ale.
Get it. It's called a silver. You hand it over.
Cool. I'm going to walk behind her, and as in passing, I'm going to audibly enough to where she would hear it, but maybe nobody else, no one else would really, I think, understand it anyway. But just keeping it to where hopefully just she hears it. So have you finally learned to think outside those muscles? And then I'm going to walk to a table in the corner and sit down.
Okay. As you say that, she sort of, you watch as her hand shoots for a blade at her side, and she like looks around. Roll me a stealth check real quick.
Good. Was good, and then it wasn't. 9.
She catches you as you walk away, and you sit down at the table, like sort of like a darkened booth, and then about a minute or two later, she comes walking over. And she sits down. She kind of, you notice she adjusts her belt as she sits down. It's like, you're supposed to be dead.
Figured a lot of people think with
No, Doran. She look me in my eyes. You need to be dead. Read between the lines.
And you to know you're working.
She kind of like squints her eyes. This like, we're at war, Doran. Did you think that it was all going to be helping old ladies cross the sidewalk and rescuing kittens from trees?
Yes.
Obviously not.
Then who I'm working for is the person who's going to save us. What are you doing here? I know I'm not your first stop. You wouldn't have been able to find me. So who's told you what?
You were my first stop.
Roll me a deception check.
It's not a deception check, it's true. I went to the barracks looking for her.
True, but
that's not a lie at all. There is no lie in that. I went looking for her.
Roll me a deception check.
If she asks about anything else, then I'd have to start fibbing. But this isn't actually.
Roll a deception check. 11. She looks at you. She cocks an eyebrow. All right. But you know something. You wouldn't be worried about the general if you didn't.
I'm a little more worried about what she's saying about me.
You're the one cavorting around with enemies of the realm. Why don't you tell me? What happened? You were there and then you weren't. And then a week later, you're on wanted posters all around the fucking country. You're coming to me saying that I've changed. You're a wanted fugitive.
I didn't say you changed. How can you be so quick to believe that?
Doran, dragons attacked. An enemy dead for almost 400 years, out of nowhere, with no warning whatsoever. They attack everywhere and anywhere all at once. Do you know that the leader of the Company of Delar was a blue dragon? The last 30 years they've been sitting here. We have no idea whom we can trust. Doran, where have you been? I need to know I can trust you.
I thought you would already know that you can.
She reaches to her side, and you see she opens up a small pack she brought with her, and she pulls out your like one of the patches of your guard uniform. Like it would have been the one that had the crest on it. And you can tell it is it's like one of your spare uniforms, because obviously you're wearing your uniforms, one of your spare uniforms.
Yeah.
The crest,
being someone who's been in the military, you've got at least 3.
The crest of the city has been burned away, and beneath that crest, you can see a crest for the Cult of Chromatus. Your sword, or one of your spare weapons, is set before you. It's a dagger, very ornate dagger that was given to you. It's given to every person when they become, when they are go from enlisted to any sort of promotion. So this is your sergeant's dagger. She pulls it out. The blade is stained with dried blood. This was found in the heart of the captain of your command. This is your spare uniform, bearing the mark of an enemy. And now I have my oldest friend. You can see like a single tear starts running down her cheek. Here in front of me, telling me that the only person who has done anything to protect the kingdom that I pledged my life to defend is who we shouldn't be following. So tell me, Doran, why should I trust you?
Because my mom sucks.
My
I'm
friend's
sorry.
mom's a bitch.
It's like, who's the opposite of my mother?
Of all the people who know me and know my intentions and my drive and my reasons for being in this institution in which I love and still do, you would know that is something I would never do. You helped me. I helped you. I told you, you know things about me that no one knows. Did you question any of this for a second?
I did. I'm not stupid, Doran. I haven't shown evidence. Too much. Too much.
He pulls out the piece of the sword and puts it on the table.
She looks at she looks at that. It's like, where did you get that?
I'm going to need you to trust me. The only way you're going to understand and know, be able to believe me, give me your hand.
She's she wipes the tear from her cheek. It's like, Doran, it is very important to me. Where did you get that?
I need to know you can trust me first.
You have one more chance, Doran, to answer the question. Where did you get that?
I grab the sword and turn the ring.
She starts drawing her swords, like, by the power vested in me, by the empire of and you warp out of sight. And you appear kind of in a heap in the center of the great hall of the Wormspeaker Fortress. You can hear distant sounds of like swords clashing. It sounds like Theo might be training out in the yard somewhere. And as you kind of like sort of like land in a pile on the floor, you see Dashgaram walking back in. It's like, oh,
You're back much sooner than expect. Are you all right, Doran?
No.
What happened? He's gonna kind of walk over to you. It's like, are you all right?
No, I'm not.
Oh. Is there anything I can do?
No.
Would you, I'm sorry, continue.
Just thank you for caring.
Oh. I'm going to be honest, you're the only one here I like.
The fuck? You hit him.
And I feel really bad about that.
Look,
I've done nothing.
I'm going to need
You've been sassy.
some time.
Of course, of course.
You should show this to the others. And he hands him the wanted poster.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
He's not George Takei, though. I'm rapidly approaching that, kind of. I am kind of rapidly approaching a George Takei right now.
George Takei Event Horizon.
The George Takei eventually Dash Garum, just like completely like outside of my control. It's gonna be like 17 or 18 episodes from now. It's gonna be like, oh my, it's like fuck. Okay, so yes, thank you. Doran, I have found that solitude can help sometimes, and company can help other times, but if there's one thing that has always helped in times of trouble, it is a good book. The library is one of the few things that will not destroy. Please, help yourself. Might find something in there that could help you. It has kept me company these many long centuries. And he kind of
a book. A book does sound nice.
He'll gently lead you to the library and kind of give you a pat on the shoulder. It's like a college library. Like there are floors and floors of shelves. Like probably like if anyone's ever seen one of those like photos of like the Harvard library where it's like got like that glass like panel in the center, like encasing hundreds of like super rare books and things. Sort of a very similar thing, only instead of being a glass panel, there's like a vault in the center of the room, and then everything else is just surrounded by books. Kind of taps you on the shoulder. It's like, I'm sure you'll have plenty of time in here. I must return to, and there is a crashing small explosion sound and then like a muffled yelp from the outside. It's like, I must return to my pupil. Then as we smash cut outside, like Nori's on her back, just kind of like Nori's on her back. Theo, you are like in a pile of barrels on the ground outside. Like Nori pops her head up and you can hear in your head, I think we almost got off the ground that time.
So close. So very close.
And then
Fuck.
And then Dash Garum comes running outside. It's like, you cannot fly until you get larger, Nori. We've been over this. But I'm close. I know I'm close. At this point, you guys kind of write yourselves up, and like she says she's close. Like Nori's about the size of like, she's just large enough that Theo can like comfortably ride her at this point. She's not very big. She's like maybe like a half-grown cow in size, like rideable, but like you might still weigh more than her in all of your armor, Theo, but you're trying your damnedest.
Yeah.
He's gonna come out and say,
Has Felix returned yet?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't seen him.
Right.
He's going to stand there. He's going to you watch as he sort of stands there. Felix, wherever you are, whether in the castle or if you're in your downtime, you feel echoing in your mind.
Felix, it is Dashgaram. Your presence is required.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't, like, it's not through the mental link. You just hear him, like, shouting from whatever room he's in. He's like, yeah, I'm coming.
It's like, in your head, it's like,
you do not need to waste your breath speaking. Merely think the words, and I shall hear them.
Shut up.
I see. You are doing a thing where you are being childish. Carry on. I shall be awaiting outside with Theo.
I see. You are doing a bit. Ha ha. Oh, Nick, it's Strawberry.
I'm imagining Dashgaram as like the friendly version of Death from Supernatural, because like nothing has ever hit quite as hard as you're a bit like an amoeba yelling at the sun when Dean confronts Death. And I'm just like, I want that, but friendly. And that's what Dashgaram is. It's like, oh yes, I'm like 1,000 years old. You're doing one of those funny human bits. Carry on.
Yes, indeed. Quite. Yes. Haha.
You're up to your silly human activities.
You're up to your silly human things. I've seen this before.
I think I've seen this room before.
Felix, as you arrive outside, it's like,
do try to be nice to Doran. I think his worldview might have just been shattered permanently for the third or fourth time in the last week and a half.
Mainly because of this. And he holds out the wanted poster with all of your faces on it.
That's
Looks at Theo.
I feel like there are easier ways to try to get your daughter to talk to you, but this is one of them, I guess, and he hands it to you.
Something. They can never get my nose right.
Actually, no, it's worse. They forgot your horn.
Oh no! They're like, you're not.
No, that's just it. Now they'll never fucking find me. My horn's my most defining feature. I'm gonna be like, does this bitch have a horn? I don't think so. Look at this. That's nothing like me. That's a human. That's like a weird human goat. I've got a horn.
I'm just imagining. It's like, dude, does it look like I have a horn? It's like, oh no, you're right. You don't have a horn. You do also. Your two companions perfectly match the description of the other two people on this poster, though. Because the one thing they didn't miss was Doran's impeccable mustache. And he ain't shaving that thing off. That's integral to the character, baby.
Well, it's also like, I am kind of blue. Like, it's hard to hide that.
It's a black and white poster. Like, they can't really draw you in as blue. Your description...
With as much magic we have, you think we can't make magical posters that, have color?
Probably, but
and move slightly like the paintings in Harry Potter,
Well, it's all the thing of like it's honestly it's the problem with magic. When magic can do everything, you never innovate to do the things that like can't be done without magic. It's like, oh, we don't need moving pictures. We have magic. Minor illusion.
Yeah.
The wanted poster does also have all of your descriptions on it. So yeah, like, Doran's blue skin, all that sort of thing. So like, Dashgaram looks at you. It's like,
I will have to I'll have to contact Lord Harlan, see if he's got any information for what might be going on in the realm itself. But, and he looks at you, Theo. We are going to have to accelerate your training. And you are going to have to start wrapping your head around reality that you very likely might have to kill your mother.
Theo still hasn't stopped staring at the poster. she's just like got like this snarl on her face, like kind of the closed, just grimace, snarl, fury. Like you can almost still see the black in the black veins, assuming that goo is still there.
It is. You can actually
assuming Blorbo is still there in my skin.
You actually, as you stare at this poster, Theo, you actually start to feel you feel it crawling up the side of your neck, and you can like hear like that whisper in the back of your head, just like, yes, revenge will be ours. But like as you feel that like in your like that feeling, it's like you can feel like your teeth clenching, just like, yeah, revenge for a whole childhood. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Every single thing she put you through, especially after you've surpassed her. You did what she couldn't. You've got a dragon right here. Please roll me a wisdom save.
I am the righteous hand of God. I am the devil that you forgot. You will see that I'll be back, I guarantee. Oh, yay. 19 plus.
19, okay.
Plus. Theo has, what do you have to your wisdom save, girly? Oh, only a +1 to wisdom save, so modified 20.
Modified 20, all right. Like as you feel these dark thoughts like overcrowding your skull, and like you start like you almost begin like fantasizing. It's like, yeah, no, I'll get her with my maul from Dragonback. I'll watch her head pop like a grape, and that's when I start to go to town. And you like hear like you hear this like shine. It's almost like a ringing of a bell, not unlike when Nori hatched from her egg. And you hear this voice coming through. It's like, Theo? Theo? Is every... And like you like for a moment you find yourself like almost in your mind palace. And you're in that mind palace again, and you can see it divided perfectly in half. On one side, black, dripping, gooish ichor like sort of drips off the walls, and you're like, you can feel yourself standing on that side. Like 1 foot on one side, 1 foot on the other. Half of your body is like covered in this almost acidic black goo. And then on the other side, you can see, a shining, bright gold egg. And you can hear Nori's voice coming from it. It's like, Theo, are you okay? What? That looks like it's burning you.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it does. And you watch as like the darkness is like spreading along the ground as it eats away at the light side of the room. It's maybe like a quarter of the way into the light half. You can see that quarter that it has eaten. It's almost become like scorched earth, dead. Like it has killed everything that it approaches the light half of the room. It's like, are you sure I can feel it. Are you sure?
No. That was a little... No. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, Nori.
Okay.
It'll be okay.
And then in the real world, you like open your eyes and you feel like this weight on top of you as Nori rests her like head in your lap. It's just kind of like nuzzling you a little bit. And like she looks up at you with her eyes. It's like, and you hear in your mind, it's like, we'll beat it together. I promise. You're mine. I'm yours. We're a team.
Yeah. We're a team. We'll beat this together.
She lifts her head up, kind of like touches her forehead, like the tip of her snout to your forehead. and like then gives you a little lick. It's like, okay, I think we can fly this time. I'm really close.
I do too.
Okay. She scrambles up to her perch. Because Dash Garum is here, you are not on her back.
Yeah, not this time.
Not this time. And as you watch, she spreads her wings. You take a deep breath, and it's like, okay. And Dash Garum looks up here. It's like, all right, Nori. Like we talked about. Remember, it is spread, flap, glide. Let the natural transitions and movements of the air help you. It's like, yeah. And she looks you in the eye one more time, Nori. I'm sorry, Theo.
Yeah.
And she gives you a nod. And you watch as she dives off of the roof of her roost, which is about like 500-ish feet in the air. You watch as she dives straight like a pencil, and you can hear Dash Garum. It's like, no! And you watch as he starts to transform into his dragon form to be ready to like catch her like he has several other times. And then maybe about 50 feet from the ground, you watch she snaps her wings out. The air rushing upward, she shoots about 40 feet into the air and immediately takes off into the sky, zipping, diving. She does a couple of loop-de-loops, flies super, super high into the air to the point where like she almost blocks the sun out. And you watch as she spreads her wings, almost causing like a micro eclipse as the shadow of the dragon sort of falls down on all of you. And then she dives back down again, does the hard brake stop right at the bottom, and like lands right in front of you. And it's like lands right in front of you, Theo. It's like, in about like a month, I'm gonna be big enough and we get to do that.
Theo's like, well, she just nods. Oh boy.
And that is where we will end our episode for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all of our social media channels at Dances with Dice. And when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we will use you as named NPCs in the show. Thank you all so much, and join us every single Tuesday for new episodes of Dances with Dice.